Hey guys, welcome back to the R&D Grow. We're up into episode 6. So today we're going to be talking about stem elongation. We're going to just jump right in, guys, and we're going to show you what I am talking about. Now I've set up the camera a little bit differently so that maybe we can get some better shots. And I'm going to remove this from the stand. And we're going to get right down into here. Now you guys can see what I'm talking about. The stem elongation, or the height going up here. Now you can see on that one, it's really tall. This one, it's really tall as well. And then over there as well. And then you look back over here, and this is obviously going to be a shorter plant, okay, than the other ones. Now, the other thing I wanted to point out to you guys, and I was looking at earlier, was just the color of some of the leaves. Some of the leaves are a lot deeper green, where you can really see right in here a depth of color that isn't in the rest of the leaf. It's not up in these ones. This is, when I looked at it, is a thicker leaf. Okay, so it's got more cells built into the leaf, and you can see that starting on some of the other ones, like that one there. Okay, now I brought them down, guys. They're normally sitting up there. One of the reasons we have this stem elongation is I didn't have them close enough to the light. Okay, so I had my DLI, or my PAR, lower than it really needed to be. So I didn't have them high enough up, close enough to the light for them to get a good enough light to really see the photon being used properly that I was feeding them. So I've put them up higher, and you can see where they were up on top of the container over there. I just moved them down here so we could get a better visual up there. The light really whites the leaves out. You can't really tell the difference in color. But that's the biggest thing when you're starting, especially from seed. And I haven't started from seed for several years. This is one of the things you have to consider, is how close your lights are to, the DLI. Like if I could have my DLI, or my daily light integral, high enough in that room, I could have them lower. Now I've got only 4 of the bulbs of the 8 turned on in that room right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding the other 4 bulbs in there to see if I can bring up the DLI. So let me just take a quick look. Broken Scepter, good to see you. Victor, how's it going? Silly Lily, Ganja Man, how's it going, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. So that's the part that we were going to talk about on the elongation. And of course, as we've pointed out, the one strain, and I believe that is John's Medi Kush, not one of the hybrids. The 2 hybrids, I believe, are a lot taller plants. It didn't matter to it because it's just going to stay short anyway. But the other ones started to grow higher than their stem could support. So they were putting out lots of leaf, and because their stem was so long, it didn't have the strength to really hold it up. And that's where you saw I have the little stakes, and all I used was, make sure it's not gonna fall everywhere, barbecue skewers from the dollar store. Okay, just to be able to support them, so that they do have the strength, and moving them up into the light now will allow them to not have to stretch. They can start putting on bulk on their stem and their leaves and into their roots because they're not trying to stretch and reach the light. So, good morning, Pembama. So, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to do our first foliar today. But when I mentioned the last show, I was going to plant seeds. I did plant the seeds. And we actually have some sprouting up after 3 days because I planted them on November 9th. Okay. And what I did is I put 12 pots together and I've got them laid out here. And I'll be marking the actual pots themselves, or the cloth pots, to show which one is which. And then I have one control. But the ones that have already sprouted in 3 days are the green mung bean, the fenugreek. That's the one that's really taken off. I'm also seeing some action out of the royal, how do they pronounce that? Chanteni, and the scarlet Nantes carrots. I'm not sure if that's them or because I'm reusing the soil, it could be something else. But we're already seeing stuff come out. So we'll put that aside, and we're going to switch the camera over to mixing right here. This is what we're going to be mixing in. Okay, so what we're going to be mixing in is we're going to be adding water-soluble calcium phosphate, labs, fish amino acids, some soap nuts. That's our surfactant. And I'll show you. And this is something that my wife buys for her laundry, but they're just little soap nuts. Okay, and what I do is I boil them to get the soap out of them, and I add that to the water as an organic surfactant. No, you don't know what a surfactant is. It's when you spray it onto the leaf structure. It spreads out the molecules and makes them a little bit more stickier, and makes it so it flows through your soil structure better as well. So we'll just take a quick look at the comments. Yeah, Ganja Man's talking about the stretch as well. Happens when you put them in a windowsill too. They get too stretchy. Light is optimal. Yes, and having the lights close enough to affect them so they don't stretch. You do get a much thicker stem that way. Makes the stems weak as it stretches. Exactly. That's one of the reasons, Victor, that I added those stakes to hold them up so that they can catch back up with themselves and put on a thicker stalk to be able to support them. And that's one of the reasons. And this is going to be the first time that we do a foliar. I'm going to be doing a foliar, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a soil soak as well. But this is the first time since these seeds have popped in the ocean forest from Fox Farms that we've given it anything. But as I was going through, I stopped at soap nuts. We're also going to be adding some seawater, which I've made myself, guys. I've just, you take a good quality sea salt and water, and it's 35 grams of salt per liter of water. And that's going to give us a lot of the components that are in the salts. I don't have any C90. This is the closest I've got. But we're also going to be adding apple cider vinegar, humic acid, fulvic acid, the foliar spray from Quad Ag, which you can see over, that's those 3 bottles over there, and an oriental herbal nutrient. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's a combination of ginger, angelica, garlic, cinnamon, and licorice. Those are tinctures made with alcohol. You mix them all together, and that's what you add in. So what our dilution ratios are is very simple. I'm going to be adding 1 ml to 1,000 milliliters for the water soluble calcium, calcium phosphate, the lactic acid, soap nuts, the seawater, the OHN, and then we go to 2 mils for the apple cider vinegar, the humic acid, up to 5 mils for the foliar, 10 mils for the phenolic, and then for the fish amino acid, that's something that it takes basically a year to make it properly, and then as it ages, it actually gets stronger. So we're actually, instead of adding 1 mil, we're going to be adding a half a mil. So how are we doing that? And it's as simple, guys, as an eyedropper. Let's see if we can get, there we go. It's a 1 mil eyedropper. We've got our 1,000 mils of water here, and it's really, you guys have probably all seen this. And guys, I haven't used a lot of this stuff for a while, so the lids are going to be a little tight. So we're taking our 1 mil. This is going to get a little bit boring. I'll try to remember to talk while I'm doing this so it's not too boring. And we're taking our 1 mil there. The OHN. Now, this is supposedly fantastic for the ladies. It's got a lot of stuff in it for ladies' health, the benefits of the angelica, etc. So, ladies, take note that that's some really good stuff for your bodies. Okay, some FAA or fish amino acid. Oh, yeah. And this stuff is really thick. More like a syrup. So we're going to clean this out as much as we can. Okay. Now the soap nut, I made that a couple of years ago, guys, and you can still see that there's bubbles in it because the soap's not going to degrade. So we're going to put a mil of that in. And then we're going to put a little bit of labs. And guys, the cost of my making all this stuff literally is minimal. Okay. Some of the stuff takes some brown sugar, you know, but like the seawater or salt water, okay, it cost me, you know, 35 grams of a good quality sea salt and then some water. So it doesn't have to cost a lot to make natural inputs. That's one of the things that is fantastic about the natural farming methodologies, is they're generally very, very efficient and affordable. I can't remember, you know, just straight apple cider vinegar. It's got the mother in it because we always want the mother culture when we can get it. That's your biology is in that culture. Okay. And then we're going to go with the phenolic, and that gets 10 mils. You can see I haven't even opened these yet. And thank you to Leah from Quad Ag for supplying these. We also got our soil in from Black Swallow Living Soils. I'll show you guys that here in a couple of minutes. 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's that. Humonic. We're going to be doing 2 mils. Should have opened these guys before, but okay. And gotta remember, Ken, shake well. I didn't do that for the Fulonic, but you know, we all have our little inconsistencies, and that happened to be mine this time. Okay. Ooh, that is dark. Well, remember that humic in fulvic acid generally comes from lanodite, which is coal, basically, or the top edge of the coal that has had the biology able to work at it. And that's where you get lanodite out of the coal. It's just that top seam that has had biology, etc., able to work at it. Oh, and of course, you guys didn't remind me. I'm supposed to shake this one up too. Ay, 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 ay. I don't know who's worse, you guys or me. I don't know. Okay. And there we go. And we're just going to pump this up a little bit, see if we can get it a little bit clean. We'll take that into the house, wash it up in a while. And then, guys, this is just a really cheap dollar store pump sprayer. So you don't need anything fancy. If you're doing a large grow, then yeah, you can get a larger one. You can go, you can get the one that is the metal where you're doing 3 gallons or 5 gallons. But for this, for the R&D, oh yeah, sure. Haven't used this in a while, guys, so looks like this one's not in the best of shape, and I know I have another one somewhere. Yeah, I was trying to reinvigorate the seals on this one earlier today, and I think I didn't get it all done. So guys, we're gonna have to pause for half a second. See, scanning to see. I'm not sure. Maybe I didn't bring the other one out. Yeah, it's probably in the house. But so this will have to wait, guys. Sorry about that. We'll swing the camera back over here. Scare you guys with being so close to it. Let's see. Use them too. Hey, Ganji Man. Yeah, you're using the Korean natural farming methodologies as well. We're going to be using that. We're going to be using other things. It is really, guys, about research and development. I want to find the things that work, some things that don't work. I want to, as crazy as this may sound, I'm actually trying to make sure we do have some problems with this, so I can help you understand those problems. I get to understand them better. In my last grow, we really never had any problems because I was always proactive. I was giving my plants foliar feeding on a regular basis, basically once a week. My watering regimen was very simple. It was all bottom water. So I was allowing the soil to take the moisture that it wanted to take. It's a lot easier on the farmer if you can have this stuff set up where it's come in. That took us we've been on for 20 minutes, spent 5 minutes talking about the other stuff. So mixing that maybe 15 minutes, more so because it's on camera. But yeah, like 15 minutes, pump up your sprayer, 5 minutes, and you're done spraying. It's something on the smaller scale. Like if you're doing your Canadian 4 plants, then yeah, it's like that 1,000 uh, milliliters of liquid to the 1 liter. That's almost way too much um, for what you're going to be growing, because like that, you know, there's a lot of fluid there that we can add in. Now I'm going to be spraying the clones, or not the clones, sorry, the seedlings, and then I'm going to be spraying the other soils where I have the seeds, the fenugreek, etc. And actually, I don't think I listed for you guys what seeds I actually, different seeds I planted. So we've got mustard seeds, green mung bean, fenugreek, ruby beet, sunflower, daikon radish, bunching onions, 4 different types of carrots. We got Gusto Italiana, the Royal Chantine, or Chantin. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, guys. Sorry. The Scarlet Nantus, and then Tender Long Imperator, Interpreter. Yeah, I'm not sure. And then we've got the control. So I've put a whole bunch of different seeds, but I only put one type of seed in each pot. Now, the reason that I did that is, do I need to put, 8 different seeds into the one pot, or can I just take, a gram or 2 grams of soil, mix that up, and spread it out into the other pots or beds if you're using beds, and not have to actually sprout the seeds in there? That's something that we're going to find out if it's as easy as that. And then I could actually, we may in the future look at just straight seed sprouts and sprouting the seeds in a liquid, water, and then taking that and distributing that into different pots. So that's just one of the other experiments we'll be looking at in the future. Other than that, guys, since I can't actually spray, which I want to apologize again for that. I'll have to get. I've got another sprayer in the house, and I've got bigger sprayers as well. I do my yard, so I've got a really big sprayer. But we'll have to do the spraying, which is mist. Make sure you're getting the whole plant, and then I'll be doing spraying in on the soil, moistening the top of the soil. This will be the first time that these any of these have had actually water or anything from the top side. I've been going from the bottom side and letting, as I said, everything be drawn up. So remember, if you're going to follow that methodology when you water, make sure that your liquid can only sit for 45 minutes. Anything after 45 minutes, you can do damage to your roots, your plant, your biology, and that's what you don't want to do. So don't, give it an hour or 2 hours before you come back and, oh, there's excess water, take that water off. 45 minutes, set an alarm, go have a coffee for 45 minutes, just be back, and make note if it's totally dry, if your plant has sucked all that moisture up. The next time you water, give it a little bit more. You're better off to have to take, a quarter of a cup out of your tray than to have nothing, because if you've got nothing, then she's getting enough. You want to have a little bit left over at that 45-minute mark, so that your soil structure has taken up the moisture and is full. You don't have any spots that are hydrophobic. Now, hydrophobic is when it dries out in any specific area. And when that happens, your biology goes to sleep because it needs the water to do its job. It needs that moisture. And it can take a long time to wake that biology up and get it reinvigorated, getting it growing at peak capacity again. And we want that peak capacity for all the biology that is in our soil systems. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. It's like sending in the army to build a house. You know, you send in 5,000 guys, you're going to have a house built in a few hours. Where if you're only sending in one or two guys, it's going to take a long time to build that house. So that's where the biology is the key to building, and the biology is the key to mining the components at the molecular level that the biology uses in the cells to build your plant, to build our bodies, to build an animal's body. So we want to have the biology, and we want to have the availability for the biology to have access to all the elements that we need, or the plant needs, or the animal needs. That's where we have the wide variety of both biology and substances that we're going to be spraying on our plants. Hi, Y. And I think, guys, this is going to be a super short one. We'll get back on. Maybe what we'll do is we'll switch our feed day to Tuesday, because right now I don't have a lot going on Tuesdays. Monday, of course, is the busy day. We actually have Matt from Matt's Green Space coming on tomorrow. He is teaching people about scrogging and how to get much more potential out of your plants, especially when you don't have the space. You want to grow out a larger plant. But I'll let Matt get into that tomorrow on the OG's Power Hour. Then we've got Stefan Brown, an expert on the Schumann resonance, the resonant frequency that controls our planet. We talk a lot about frequency, vibration, you know, the Nikola Tesla attitude of energy, frequency, vibration, the intermingling. And he's an expert on that type of stuff. He's going to be on with Leighton tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss that. And of course, myself and Andy on Wednesday, and Luna should be back on the Thursday. Anyway, guys, with that, I hope everybody enjoyed this segment, and we will catch you on the next segment. Peace out, everybody. Love and share, and get this content out to as many people as you can possibly reach, to teach everybody that it's literally all about the biology. Peace out, guys.